Digby. I feel like this is deja vu. We've seen this before. Digby to Ozel. Ozel back to Digby. Digby back to, guess who? Ozel. Ozel takes it down below to Guerra. Guerra over Dugan. Guerra. Intercepting the pass in the neutral zone. Dugan's still on the near side boards, working it, trying to work that puck. It's under Odessa's body. Over to Ozel. Ozel's to Digby. I feel like this is deja vu. We see Ozel. There we go. Ozel. Guerra. Ozel. Back. Digby. Back to, guess who? Ozel.
Ready, Sam? 3, 2.
Gloves off. Episode number 11. How about that? 11. Chad Stewart, Sam Sequenzia from the.
This one goes to 11.
Exactly. And Sam, it looks like you're in the control center there. The nerd.
That is correct. I'm in the nurturing biosphere of the mothership. I don't know if you can see me or how that works, or do you got it on auto? But yes, that's what I'm doing.
I see a lot of computers and buttons, and it looks like you're very smart.
Well, that's what I was going for. It was a subterfuge of competence.
I love it. Great success. So today, Sam, as you know, we have our man, the maestro of the Brahmas games, DJ EJ on. He'll be on
yes.
here in a moment.
Yes, I cannot be more excited about the DJ EJ.
And but first, we have to mention our sponsors because episode 11 comes with a plethora of sponsors. You know that Farmers Insurance is the official sponsor of the Gloves Off podcast. So we can now safely say we are farmers.
We are farmers.
Also brought to you by Gatorade. Our boys have been eating these.
Mm-hmm.
Owner Frank Trezera says they taste like tree bark. I think he's wrong. We have chocolate caramel, mint chocolate crunch, chocolate chip. Chocolate's essential theme here. And cookies and cream that the boys have been enjoying, fueling them up to all these victories here at the NYTEX Sports Center, except for that last game, which we're just going to dust under the rug.
Yes, I was looking for highlights to that game, and I ended up working on Gloves Off.
The only highlight to that game was when the final buzzer sounded and it was over. That was an unmitigated gong show. And, of course, the final sponsor of today's show, one is near and dear to our hearts, which is Good Records to Go. If you're looking for something to get the loved ones for Christmas, why not the gift of music? One of the tens of thousands of great vinyl records available from Chris Penn and his cohorts at Good Records to Go. Sam, you recently got one. Two.
I bought the same album twice. Chad was lovely enough to see to it that they put some pen on my first one and signed it, which was lovely. And because I don't want anybody touching that, I now needed one that I could touch, and put in the record player. And so I bought the Sonic Bloom edition. But, the best part about shopping at Good Records, besides the good people and the good folks there doing the good work they do, is that you are supporting local. And we are big on supporting local independent businesses in all that we do here at Gloves Off and the Brahmas.
That's correct. We are an independent hockey rink and essentially a family-owned business. So it's good to shop there. We also love the support of Gatorade and farmers. They make the wheels go round. Okay, real quick before we get EJ on here, we have.
No, should I wait for them to make it down the hall? I have this one waiting for them. Is it somebody I can stay like this for? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you can. Coming up December 11th, we have Teddy Bear Toss, which will benefit the Community Enrichment Center. So bring a new teddy bear or stuffed animal. When the Brahmas score their first goal, you will chunk it on the ice. We will pick it up, clean them up, and donated them to the Community Enrichment Center. But we're also going to have some bins around the facility for diapers, canned goods, clothing, shoes. I mean, there's a lot of people in need. This year seems like more than in any that I can remember in recent history. So if you have the means to donate to the Community Enrichment Center, please do. We're going to stuff the bus after the games that weekend and head over there with some good stuff for the good people of the Community Enrichment Center. So that's a good thing, right?
I enjoy this day. This is one of the best traditions of hockey life that I'm aware of.
Love it. And then quickly, one note, I've gotten just bombarded with emails this week. I bet you probably have too, Sam. Yep. Thanks to all the season ticket holders, sponsors, fans who have been wearing the masks at games. It's been phenomenal to see everybody, band together to help to stop the spread and keep hockey live here. If you're not aware, Amarillo is moving to fanless games, which I know there's a joke there that says they've been in that situation for years, but there's no fans allowed in the Amarillo Convention Center. Minnesota has basically shut down hockey operations for, they say, 4 to 5 weeks. It's serious, folks. We need to wear a mask. And, for those of you out there who just refuse to or whatever, I mean, you're being selfish, honestly. Is it so hard? Sam, you might have to bleep this. Is it so hard to wear a fucking mask? I mean, put your fucking mask on. That's it.
Well, and you get to pretend that you're a bandit. That's sometimes when I'm sick of wearing it and I get mask fatigue. I pretend that I'm like Storm Shadow the ninja from G.I. Joe.
I agree. I'm a ninja. I'm a ninja. That's right. I'm a ninja. Just pretty please with sugar on top, wear your mask. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, we can bleep that. It's not a problem.
That's this. I didn't say anything bad.
We're a family show. Yeah.
That's right. Wear a mask. Pretend you're a ninja, wear a mask.
Because you never know when you need to execute a crime and why you've saved that much time in having your mask already on.
I did 10 years of Ishinryu, which is a Okinawan martial arts form. Never thought I would have to use it. But man, when I put the mask on, I feel like I'm coming at you. Fists of fury. Wear your mask. All right. That's all I got to say about that. Let's get EJ on the horn here. What do you say?
That sounds great. Let me click some buttons and look furiously like I'm
do some
mixing. I'm mixing. It's very important stuff in here. In fact, I'm gonna have to go dark now. Oh, a phone is ringing. Yes, is this Honky Tech support? Canada, really? Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, Chad.
All right.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a gold medal grizzly.
What an unlikely field in this final heat. Hang on. You're about to see history in the making.
Not exactly a skinny dipper, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Visit farmers.com and get a quote today.
Okay.
And take two. Go.
All right, ready, Sam? And we're back with DJ EJ. Say hello, EJ.
Hello, Brahmaland. How we doing out there?
They're doing good. Look, the boys are doing a little. Every time I pull the computer up, there's nothing going on in the rink. I swear to God, they're practicing. Yeah, you can look. Yeah. Sam's got it in the.
Yeah, let me hit F5 here and. Then,
whoa! Look at that.
Dang.
Well, yep. There's a kid with somebody.
That is some hot practice footage.
Yeah, there was somebody right here for just a second. I need to take the camera back out. I just wanted to have the Brahmas logo there, but it's just a little too light.
Wafong's keeping secrets. No big deal.
Yeah, he's gonna get mad at you for exposing the team's
he would
plays there.
He would. So let's start with how DJ EJ came to the Brahmas, because correct me if I'm wrong. you sent an email to someone on our staff. I don't even remember who it was. Do you remember who
I
you
think
sent?
it was Scott.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been Scott. And I think at the time, we were definitely between a permanent solution. I might have even been DJing. I think I was.
Yeah. So yeah, just to kind of recap, I had sent an email to Scott with a specific question, and then it had gotten forwarded to you, and you're like, hey, I'm kind of the de facto audio / DJ and everything too, and so this may work out well. But the reason I don't know if I'm stepping on your question.
No. Perfect.
But the reason why I reached out to the Brahmas was because I had gotten the amazing opportunity to go DJ for hockey at the 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, South Korea. And my last hockey team that I'd worked for was, I think it was like 2012 or 2013, because I had done the Stars music in 2011 and 2012. And then went over to Allen to work with them for a season. And so I just really wanted to just shake the rust off and kind of get my hockey DJ legs back underneath me in preparation for let's be honest, the opportunity of a lifetime, So, so I'd reached out to Scott and just said, hey, here's the situation. And then obviously he had forwarded on to you, and kind of the rest is history. It's been so awesome. Like I always tell everyone that I work with, or that we talk whenever we talk business, that the Brahmas and you guys have been so awesome, just with regards to flexibility, with creativity, with autonomy, getting to do whatever we like. And, it's really blossomed into a great relationship so far. So I just want to say thank you, Chad and Scott and Sam and everyone, for the opportunity. And, my team and I really love doing those games too. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
I think you did the games leading up to the Olympics, and then you were like, hey man, so can we keep this going when I get back? And you brought the other Erik with an A.
Yes.
On board, who's awesome.
Yep.
And man, it's really good. And as a guy who has DJ'd, I don't know, a couple dozen games, I can tell you it's not easy. You have to pay attention more than anybody else.
Yep.
And God forbid you have 1 second of dead air. Someone's going to be up your butt screaming about it.
Well, and that's why I'm so grateful that you have the flexibility on that too. Because, that's what I try and tell my team is that, we not only do we have to have all of our music library ready, we got to know the game. We have to watch every second of every game and not only react to what's happening, we also have to be proactive and anticipate what's going to happen so we can play that perfect song or something, but ideally the perfect song, right as the event is happening, right as the situation is happening. So, I'd love to pick your brain sometime about really what it takes to be a sports DJ, because there's a very popular, I guess, misconception about what the role really entails. And it just I can't even tell you how many times I've heard, oh, what, so you just have like an iTunes playlist and you just hit play or bring the volume up and stuff. And in reality, it's way more than that. But again, it's just been an awesome relationship, and it's been cool to to really, again, just kind of bring hockey back into the mix with within my portfolio, and obviously give some other younger DJs some experience there at Night Techs.
Well, like, here's one thing that I think our fans they may have noticed it, they may not have. I certainly have, is when you DJ, you never let a song go for 20 or 30 seconds before you segue into something else. Whereas like when I'm DJing, I'm like, oh yeah, Sad But True by Metallica. Let's every stoppage in play for the next 3 minutes. There we go, back to it. You're constantly, I mean, I would write set lists of songs down when I DJ just to see how many I go through. Yeah. And it's like 200 or 300, and I'm terrible at it. So you've got to go through 400 or 500 on a given game. I mean, what is the rule? You only play a song 30 seconds and then it gets stale and you move on, or what?
I guess loosely based. I guess that could be kind of our rule of thumb. What I try and do is, is kind of appeal to today's short-term attention span society, in the sense that I really don't like to play any song longer than kind of a minute 30. But more so, it's about the song itself. So it's like, if it's a minute 30 and it's in the middle of a verse or a chorus, I'm not going to switch out. So what I've been trying to bring to, the sports DJ music world, and then obviously, instill within my team, to change a song in a natural out. So basically, like, by out, it's like at the end of a chorus, or when, a lot of songs like kind of drop out at this point and then like go to a really kind of slow lull. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like what I do, just to kind of keep fans and players more engaged and everything. And obviously, like, during hockey, we pretty much have like 25 to, on a longer face-off stoppage, 40 seconds. So, Brahmas fans will hear me play a song, and then a lot of times there's, sponsor reads and all that. But then when the sponsor read's done, maybe I'll switch to a prompt that gets fans, clanging their cowbells and banging on the bleachers and stuff to really kind of get that involvement back up. So yeah, I mean, I try to keep things as fresh as possible. And, if we work back-to-back games, my goal is to not repeat any like stoppage songs or, intermission songs or fan songs. Obviously with goal songs and prompts and stuff, we have to repeat, or, we don't have enough to not repeat.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really the goal, because, Brahmas fans and, with all the other teams we work with, they invest their hard-earned money to come in and be entertained. And if we are just playing the same show music-wise night after night, then it gets really stale and it creates a bad experience. So, I really just try to keep opening the playlist, try new things, change out a lot of songs. And I'm actually kind of grateful that you recognize that, because
yeah, man,
I try to work hard on maximizing our library to make sure that there is a wide variety of genres, tempos, situational songs, like stories that we tell with the music. So it's nice when people actually, are listening and paying attention and recognize that. So thank you.
We don't have, I tell people all the time, without a video board, we really rely on three things to entertain the fans. Number one, what happens on the ice, which
Sure.
Sam and I have zero control over.
Right.
Number two is the PA announcer. I think, all of our team, we have, this year we're going to go through 4 or 5 different PA guys. So just because of Corona, but so our PA guys all do a good job. And then of course, the last element is the DJ. And look, I like to throw curveballs your way. Last year we had the Beatles night.
Yeah.
And, that was Beatles all night long. How was that, throwing that little challenge at you?
Well, to be fair, my DJ Erik with an A, he was the one who was working that night because we had another event or something going on. And but it was a fun challenge. Like, yes, it was a challenge, because how do we program a game that A, keeps fans entertained, B, I hate to repeat songs at all. And so thankfully the Beatles library is so robust that we are able to, to dig deep within those crates. And thankfully you had also granted us the opportunity to play remixes or remakes or covers as well of Beatles songs. So from what I gather, asking you and getting feedback from everyone, and obviously asking Erik, because that's a pretty tough challenge to do that, to have that. And from what I gather, it was a great night and everything worked out really well.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So transitioning, like Cowboys, how much I don't want to use the word, how handcuffed are you, but like there's got to be a big team involved at AT&T Stadium for a Cowboys game. Do you have anybody in your ear telling you don't play this, don't play that? Do guys like Zeke and Dak want certain songs played? That, how does all that? You got a huge roster too. It's 53 guys.
Yes. I get that question often, and I've worked with the team. This is my 10th season with the Cowboys, and so the first few years it was getting a feel for what my direct producers, and then all management above, going up to even Jerry Jones level, likes and wants from a soundtrack perspective within the stadium and during the games. And so probably 5 or 6 years ago, they, thankfully I fooled them enough, I guess, that they had built a custom DJ booth out on the Miller Lite Landing, the West Plaza out there, or within the stadium. And then that was kind of really where everything kind of took off. And for the few years that I had prior, there was a lot of communication about, hey, in these moments we want this, and when we're trailing, or when we're not playing well, this is kind of what the direction we're looking for. And obviously when we're playing really well, it's just a fun party all the time. So once I had moved out there, I took it upon myself to really step up and focus on what those parameters had been set within me, but to really open up the library. Whenever I meet players out and about, which happens, I'd work a lot of different Cowboys events, and they're out there, and, I go talk to them, and it's not from a fan perspective to go get an autograph or anything. It's like, hey dude, I'm, and I'm like, yeah, I'm DJ EJ during the game. And they're like, oh yeah, hey man. So like that, like, I guess they see me on the video board sometimes. But I go up to them and I ask them, I'm like, dude, let me know some songs that I can play during the game, or like during warm-ups or whatever, that can get you pumped up or amped up so you can play better. And then that's going to obviously create a good home field advantage. So, when I do meet the players, I talk to them all the time about it, and they've given me some great feedback about it. And, obviously this year with COVID and everything, we haven't had that same access, but just knowing some of the artists that they like, or like, following their social media and kind of seeing some of the, the musicians that they like, I can kind of glean that information from that. But for the most part, I've developed a level of trust within the organization that on game day, it's my show, and if there's something that they really like, then, that's awesome when they say, hey, that's great. Let's, see if we can do that more. Or if there's something they don't like, which happens all the time too, it's like, maybe we scrap that or find a different level for that. But, for the most part, they give me the freedom and the autonomy to be able to program the soundtrack on game days there.
Do you do, I know you do DJing for, like, I've seen you do Greenville Avenue parades and things like that. Is that whole world kind of stopped, or what percentage of like classic DJing out of a sports arena do you do?
So in my company, I guess we call those, God, what do we call them? Sorry, it's been so long, obviously. We call them like live events, so basically the definition of that is where we are playing music most likely through a DJ controller, where we can just mix back and forth between songs. And then the sports world is completely different, because we're watching the game and providing the soundtrack based on what's happening during the game itself. So for your question, yes, things went dark on March 13th of this year.
Yep.
And March 14th was the Greenville St. Patty's Day parade, which obviously got canceled. And then we had a ton of other corporate events, like, we work with the Dallas Marathon. We work with the American Heart Association. We work with Susan G. Komen, other like different corporate like employee parties and all this stuff too, where we're just providing a soundtrack, and eventually, at some points we'll hop on the mic and, just promote or do announcements or anything too. So we have not had a non-sporting event. We have not had a live event other than, sorry, we had a wedding in June, which was interesting because that was like kind of the height, and it's like how many people were there, and you know, all this stuff, and you know, so well, and also too, I should say, we work with a club in, I guess it's a bar in Allen, and then I send a DJ out there every Friday and Saturday night. So they're trying to rebrand to be more like country, pop, top 40, you know, classic rock, all that stuff too. So I've been doing that since early September, I think. But yes, the live event world has really dropped off. But what's great is we've picked up a lot of new sporting, you know, sports teams in terms of clientele that is only going to, you know, help us expand even more, not just within DFW, but out of market. And really going to set the stage for a lot of good things in 2021, which I'm assuming that you know, I'm hoping, I guess, we do live in Texas where we have very lenient COVID regulations. But, you know, we had a few pool parties last year. We had a couple brunches. I send acoustic musicians out to events and everything too. So, you know, just kind of rolling with the punches here and hoping that, you know, we can continue to stay afloat, and my team, you know, is still as prepared as we can be, so that, you know, when things do come back, we're all cranking the work out.
We've got a what's the word? Up and coming DJ, Sam's kid, Judson, has found the bug. What kind of so how old is Judson? Sam, I ask you this like every day. It's 10, right?
Yeah, Judson is 10, and he had his birthday. But he had his birthday. Thanks. And Erik with an A was the DJ that night.
Oh, okay.
And because of that, you know, he knew who Marshmello was, which put everybody at ease real quick, because I wouldn't know who Marshmello is probably this fast in my life if it hadn't been for my 10-year-old son.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's got a mixing board, and he's working his way around GarageBand, making his own beats.
Oh, cool.
And so, so we're paying him in pizza to write my production music because I'm too lazy.
Hey, man, it's good work if you can get it, right?
Child labor, you know. But, yes, the DJ EJ and DJ Erik are heroes of this.
Awesome. Well, you know, tell you what, as we keep expanding, I might have some work for him down the road too. And
I intend to have him ready for you. Very good. Very good.
Good. Glad to hear.
Do the elementary and junior high school dances. DJ
you know,
can take over that.
I have done. So my stepson is now in high school, but when he was in middle school, I think it was 3 straight years of daddy-daughter dances out there. And it was a lot of fun. You know, just a bunch of shrieking girls to every time a Taylor Swift song comes on. But so yeah, I have experience in that world too.
Well, you know, we could spend a week going over your resume of everything that you've done, but like, you've done Olympics, check. You've done NFL Wembley Stadium. NFL Mexico, did you do that? All right.
Sore subject. So here's what I was supposed to do: the Rams Chiefs game a couple years ago, but it got moved back to LA because of a Shakira concert that destroyed the field. And it was like the highest scoring game in a decade or something like that, and it was like the 2 top teams at that point. So I was supposed to go down and do that, but it didn't happen that year.
Well, what's your dream gig? Like, what would be something that you say it doesn't get any higher than this? Stanley Cup Final, Game 7, Super Bowl. I mean, where's the mark in the sand for DJ EJ?
Well, obviously the Super Bowl is a true kind of bucket list thing for me, and it's within reach, I should say. So with regards to the NFL events, I'm technically their number 2 guy, and whenever he has conflicts, that's when they call me. And so, and he's been doing it for a long time, and he's really great at what he does. And so, at some point, I just kind of keep waiting in the wings, and I would love to do a Super Bowl, mostly because it's a, I don't want to say a neutral game, but it's almost like a dual home game. So
Yeah.
I would take all the elements, but just basically make it a huge neutral party. And obviously the Super Bowl is the biggest event in sports. But I still am, putting on my vision board. I still am hoping, crossing fingers, got my rabbit's foot, to work the 2021 Tokyo Olympics,
Okay.
which had gotten moved from this past summer. And I have
events would you do there, like basketball, all the indoor sports, or
whatever I could do, honestly. So I would love to do baseball, but in Japan, baseball is huge. So I would imagine that they are probably set up with everything. But weightlifting would be awesome. I don't know how to do it, but and that's the way that I kind of position myself, is like, I have a ton of experience across a myriad of sports, but what I really pride myself in is being able to pick things up quickly and be ready for kind of anything. So as long as I kind of learn the flow of how the production will go, and when I can and can't play music, give me the keys, I'll drive, So I would love to be able to work any event out in Tokyo, no matter what it is. And then obviously in 2022, the Beijing Olympics, the Winter Olympics, would be, a great thing to go work again. And, because, knock on wood, hopefully I did a good enough job at Hockey 1 there, that I would be invited back again. And so what was neat was, earlier this year, I had the opportunity to go work the Youth Olympic Games in Switzerland. It's probably, I think it was like 3 weeks or something like that. But it was really neat because obviously it was in Lausanne, Switzerland, which is the home of the International Olympic Committee. And so Thomas Bach, the president of the IOC, was there, and he was doing the YMCA and clapping and having fun and all this stuff. So, I think that really kind of helped my trajectory within that world. But honestly, I think my greatest kind of short-term goal is to be able to keep providing opportunities for younger DJs, because I'm only one person, and a lot of opportunities still come knocking on the door, which I always will welcome, and I always will do my best to accommodate. But at the same time, there are people out there who get it, who understand, and all they need is a chance to do it. And thankfully, with the way that everything has been progressing over the last few years, I've been able to, provide those opportunities for people and give them the freedom, with a little bit of training. And sometimes I I'll let them use my computers, or I'll let them use my entire library, or, I'll just make sure that they're set up for success, but mostly to just kind of give them that opportunity, so that eventually down the road, I'm able to kind of just oversee everything from a level above, make sure everyone's doing well, and keep servicing the clients however best we can, and making sure that everyone's on top of their game, so that when all of these international or big marquee events come up, then I'm available for those too. But that's what's been really the neatest thing about the progression of the business, is being able to have to provide opportunities for the younger DJs, for the acoustic musicians. I've been booking PAs and in-game hosts, which helped you out with last year, and all that stuff too. So I really find that has become a really cool passion for me, is just like getting all these people set up for success, and making sure that they have the comfort and the freedom to maximize their abilities too.
Yeah, and our goal is to get everything. Sam and I talk about this all the time. We want to get everything back to, we don't have any control over it, but we want the world to get back to normal, so that we can get back to doing intermission activities. It's just we don't want to really bring outside entities onto the playing surface and let them deposit whatever germs are out there or pick up, so we're kind of, our games are really dependent on the on the music right now, but we're getting there. Getting there. As long as everybody, I said it earlier a little bit violently, but everybody wears their masks, we'll be okay.
Yeah. And I will say the fan
Yep.
Yeah, what is that? The fans this year have been great. Like, just, even though it is a weird world we live in, it's not a full house, but everyone's, for the most part, been wearing their masks. They've been real interactive and attentive. And, just with the other couple guys that have been in there, they've said the same thing. It's just that the Brahmas fans are just so awesome, and they've been so great. And that, honestly, that makes our job so much easier. So no matter, like, we can't control, from a music standpoint, we can't control what's going on the ice. But when the fans, react and respond and sing along and clap and do their cowbells and stuff, it helps create an environment that everyone has fun and is a success to us. So I got to tip my cap to the Brahmas fans for being the greatest fans that we work with.
They I'm sure they tip their cap back to you, and look forward to seeing you. We've bugged you enough for your time today. Got to get to that invoice so we can pay you.
All right, I'll move you up to number one.
I look forward to seeing you as always and seeing the great things you do, and we'll keep it going and
awesome.
Keep pushing into the future.
Yeah, well, I'd love to come back on. This is always fun, and thankfully I've been able to set up a situation where I have days free, like daytimes free, and I usually work at night with whatever sporting events that we're working. So anytime you want to have me back on, just send me the link and I'll hop on.
All right, buddy.
Awesome.
All right, well, on behalf of Gloves Off Podcast, we say thank you to DJ EJ, and we'll see you here soon.
All right, take care. See you soon.
The Lone Star Brahmas media team. I am not Chad Stewart. Instead, I am Graham Burke, and I am the goal. Okay. All right, no, you're chill. Hey.
A Barbasol contest or something? Something about shaving your beard contest.
Okay. It'd be funny. I should shave it and then like nick it like 1,000 times. So I've got like
like Def Leppard jeans.
All right, here we go. Ready? And
I don't want audio. I do want audio.
There he is, Mike Ducey.
Hello, sir.
See how okay. It's like a TV.
When does this go live?
Probably.
Or not live, but when do you air it?
Probably the end of the week. We'll see. There's going to be a lot of post production that goes on. Probably by the end of the week.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. You got me?
I got you. Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. So, well, hey, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day.
Yeah.
That up. Okay. And take two. Go. All right, ready,